What is good, everybody? We back with episode 5, and we doing a different video this time. We playing a little game, and this game is interesting. A lot of us had fun with this. I know Dom was up making 3-4 lineups. I don't know why, but the way you play this game is you start off with $6,400, and you have to make a starting five and three bench players. And some players are worth a lot. Some players are not worth a lot. Like Michael Jordan, he's up in the thousands somewhere, and you got Middleton who's up in the 600s. So you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose who you want. And I'm gonna go first because I think my team just takes the cake with everything. Let me get to my team real quick. Okay, at point guard I got Chris Paul. Shooting guard I got Klay Thompson. I got 16-time All-Star playing at my small forward, Julius Irving. I got a defensive anchors in Anthony Davis and David Robinson in my 4 and 5. And wait till you get to my bench. I have Rip Hamilton. He's a scoring threat off the bench. Kenny Smith. He's that point guard that can control and facilitate for my guys when the bench unit is on. And we got the towering Manu Bull as my last piece. And I just think my team is great. Your guys' team.
So my team, I decided to go with a starting five of Mark Price, Michael Jordan, Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, and Nikola Jokic, with my reserves being Kyle Lowry, Chris Middleton, and Al Horford. So the reason I went with Mark Price is because I think he's a great fit with all of my players. He's a great off-ball player. He's 40% from three, approximately. His off-ball game utilizes the passing from Jokic and Green especially. He's a great spacer. It allows Michael Jordan to get into the lane more because he's more of a slasher. And then I have Kawhi Leonard, the best 3-and-D player of all time. He's going to be playing a beautiful role in my offense, getting the ball to Mike and spacing the floor for him. Draymond Green, arguably a top 10 defender of all time, one of my favorite playoff defenders ever. And I put him on the team to help with Nikola Jokic because even though I think he is the greatest offensive center ever, he's pretty poor defensively, especially in the pick and roll. So I added some defensive help next to him.
Go ahead, Steph.
All right. With my team, I went with Chris Paul, the point guard, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Garnett, and Nikola Jokic, with Joakim Noah, Drew Holiday, and Tony Kukoc on my bench. I went with Chris Paul because, who doesn't love Chris Paul? He's the point god himself. He can help facilitate for all my players. He can find Klay when he's open, feed KG. I mean, he even works well with Jokic. That playmaking combo, it's deadly. We got Klay Thompson because who doesn't like defense? Who doesn't like that standstill shooter? I mean, he's 40% from three in just many, many seasons. He's knocking them down. Kawhi, like Dominic said, he's a 3-and-D. Just who doesn't love 3-and-D? KG, I picked KG because I needed to compensate for Jokic's defense. Like Dom said, Jokic has that playmaking. He has that offense, but he does struggle to defend, and that's why I picked up KG. And then Joakim Noah, just another big body, good defender down low. Drew Holiday, another 3-and-D, and Tony Kukoc just to help out a little bit with spacing.
Interesting. We had to save the best for last. So my team, I got at my point guard spot, got the ball man of scoop balls, head himself, Chauncey Billups. At my shooting guard, the infamous Nick Killer, Reggie Miller. LeBron James, the GOAT in our generation. Dennis Rodman at power forward, and I got Alonzo Mourning, former Georgetown Hoya. And then for my reserves, I got Al Horford, Big Al. I got Allen Houston, former Knick. Go Knicks. Small forward spot, I got Lamar Odom, former Laker. Crack addict, but it's all right. So let me go into why I went with these guys. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Chauncey Billups arguably is a top 10 point guard all time. I don't care what you say. Great facilitator. His best season on the Pistons, I mean, this guy almost averaged a double-double with 18.5 points and 8.6 assists. So, that's up to 9 assists per game there. And I just feel like he's going to be able to facilitate my offense better than anybody. Then I got Reggie Miller. This guy's arguably a top 3 shooter in the game himself. And obviously got passed by Curry with most consecutive, whatever, 3-pointers all time. So he got the throne there, but that doesn't discount. This guy's held the record for so long, right? So in his best season, he had 24.6 points per game and had a 51% field goal percentage. 51. And he's gonna be my sniper on 3. That's my guy right there. And come on, LeBron James. So let's LeBron James. He's a point forward. He can also take lead on my point guard spot. Chauncey can defer to him, get him the ball, let him run the offense. LeBron's best season is 31 points, 6 and 7. So this guy he's a beast. LeBron can do everything and anything. Give him the keys to your offense. So I have 2 guys pretty much playing PG at this point. I mean, that's all around. And don't forget, LeBron is a killer when it comes to clutches. LeBron's clutch, in my opinion. Right? You got Dennis Rodman. Now, I lacked a little bit of defense, right, with Reggie Miller. I think Dennis Rodman makes up for it at my power forward spot. So he's gonna provide defense, hustle, rebounds, all of the above, right? His best season 11 and 8, but this guy does a lot of under the radar stuff, and that doesn't go get noticed. So that's a big time acquisition for me to pick up Dennis Rodman. Gonna fit great well on the defense and get the ball. He knows who the scorers are on my team. Then I got Alonzo Mourning. Come on, this guy's one of the best. Defer to Shaq. He's one of the best centers on the Miami Heat in their history. All right, Alonzo Mourning averaged 23 and 10, his best season, and he's a beast. He's a skyscraper. You're not scoring on Alonzo Mourning. So, and by the way, there's battles Dennis Rodman and Mourning have had, so they're on the same team together. So this is going to be great. We're going to work together and get this thing pumping through. I picked up Big Al because let's not forget, this guy was a franchise cornerstone in the Hawks playoff, when they were back in 2015, making playoff runs consecutively, but LeBron and Co got to him and, bounced him out. My favorite, Allen Houston, former Knicks guy, right? Brought us to a finals appearance. We lost. It's okay, right? We got a little glimpse of it. It's fine. But this guy is a scorer. This is what he does. Allen Houston scores. And Lamar Odom. I make jokes about him being a crack addict. It happens, right? To the best of us, you in LA, it happens. And especially when he did a Kardashian. I'm sorry, Chloe. But he's a key piece in the Lakers dynasty. There is no championships without Lamar Odom. I'm sorry. Laker Nation.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
All right. Who's gonna step up to the block? Whose team are we gonna rip into first?
Sonny's. Let's go, Sonny's.
No, Dom. I just want you to go first. Take your spill because I know you have a lot.
So what?
I want you to go first because I know you have a lot.
All right. So you want to talk about my team first?
No, roast us because I know you're gonna dig deep.
Oh, you want me to go through every team?
Mm-hmm.
Or who's your what team, out of which one you're like, nah, this isn't a worthy,
Oh, it's definitely Sonny's team. Sonny's team is by far the worst.
Over Josh's?
Damn.
Over Josh's?
Now go through.
No, Josh's team was the worst, but of the people here, Sonny's team was the worst. And let me explain why.
Thank you.
So Sonny has a starting 5 of Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Julius Erving, Anthony Davis, and David Robinson. So when looking at that starting 5, the first thing that jumps out to me is, okay, well, Julius Erving is a slasher. AD likes to produce in the paint, and David Robinson likes to produce in the paint. Now, they can step out to 10 or 16 feet, but I just think it makes for a really crowded offensive environment between those 3 people. I also think Anthony Davis is a bit redundant on defense with David Robinson because of the similarities in their play style. I'm not sure AD would be most effective in this lineup. Another thing I want to mention is Julius Irving kind of struggles to defend quicker wings. When I put him in my lineups, I prefer him to be at the 4 because he's a bit more slow-footed. So if he's going against someone like Allen Houston, for example, he's going to get burnt. And then, oh man, don't even get me started on the bench. So at point guard, we have Kenny Smith, who is just, he's not a creator. That wasn't his role in the offense.
Nah,
He ran around. He was a secondary playmaker, never much of a shot creator for his teammates. So I really struggle about how the offense is going to look when Chris Paul is on the bench, who's going to be the primary creator. At that point, I think it get passed into Irving's hands, but I don't know how much I trust the creation just between Irving and Kenny Smith. And then we have Rip Hamilton, who is just a historically poor defender. He's a really strong negative. Yeah, he can get you some scoring, but I'm not sure how much I want him to actually play in an all-time setting. And then Manute Bol, he's just slow. He's just very, very slow. Tall man, and maybe Anthony Davis can help with the defense, but I just don't think he adds enough value to be worth the $600 you paid for him.
Okay, but
Would you like to rebuttal?
I just want to remind you that my team has 3 Hall of Famers and your team has 1.
Yes, it does, but we're going by single season peak, not career. So to use Hall of Fame as an accolade just doesn't make sense. I also have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active players on 6 active players on my team. So I think that also has a lot to do with it, rather than how
many
good the
rings
players
does your
are.
team have in total? My team has 10.
Ooh.
Well, I have Michael Jordan, who has 6. I have Draymond Green, who has 3. I have Chris Middleton, who has 1. So there's 10 right there. Kawhi has 1. There's 11. Do you want me to keep going?
Keep going. I want to hear them all because you have all.
Al Horford, I don't think he has any. Kyle Lowry has 1. So my team has 12 rings. That matters at all.
Got you. All right, Seth, what do you have to say? Because Dom has, obviously, Dom, what do you have to say about Seth's team? My bad.
I actually really liked Seth's team, believe it or not.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Looking at his lineup, so we have Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Garnett, and Jokic. That's a really, really nice starting 5.
have
There were
2 of
2
those
things I had
5
to
done.
say of it. Well, yeah,
Man, you got AD.
That's why it's good.
You got a fake stretch big, Sonny. That
Oh,
boy's
That's what I'm
shooting
saying.
18% this year. He can't shoot.
Well, let's not forget he hasn't been on the court at all this season. So let's not act
Man,
let's not act like
He's
he
AD had a
he's
fake
shooting
stretch of shooting
30%
inside
on
the
the
bubble.
on his career. Yes, he is. But in his best season, he only had 1 3-point made a game. He's a fake stretch. All of his points come from the paint, Sonny, and that paint is just clogged, man.
I very much agree with that. But back to Seth's team. So with starting 5, I guess my complaints are a little more suggestions. So I think Jokic and CP3 might be a little bit redundant with creation. However, that might be the greatest pick and roll combination you can have. They're both great in that regard. I also don't think Klay provides the optimal offense value. I think I would have gone with Reggie Miller instead there, just because he's more off ball. So when you have the uber playmakers like Chris Paul and Nikola Jokic, it's better to have someone who's more active in that regard. That's not to say Klay doesn't move off ball. It's just Reggie is, top 3 all time up with Curry and Mike off ball. I think that's my only points on that team. So the only one left is Jimmy's team, huh? Let's rip into Jimmy's team real quick. We have Chauncey, Reggie, Braun, Rodman, Mourning. And I was pleasantly surprised by this team, Jimmy, believe it or not. I think you built really well around LeBron. I especially like Chauncey and Reggie because Chauncey's just a great he's a great passer, good playmaker, and great shooter. Yep. Reggie Miller, you don't need to say much about him. He's perfect next to LeBron because Reggie will optimize LeBron's playmaking. Rodman and Mourning are both anchor defenders. I don't know if I would have chosen Rodman. He's a good passer, but overall, I think your team has enough passing. And other than that, his offensive value is arguably a negative.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would have gone with him optimally. Your bench raises some questions for me now. So we have Lamar Odom. What position would you be playing Odom at?
He would be playing he's versatile. They have him at a small forward. I have him at a power forward. He can come in there for Dennis Rodman and play some offense when I need it.
Yeah, because one of my main concerns was what does your offense look like when LeBron James is off the court? If LeBron is subbed out and Horford comes in, then your five is Chauncey, Reggie, Odom, Rodman, and Mourning. And I really question the offensive production of that starting five. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good build.
I'll take that. I'll take that to the grade. I'll take it. So who's going next?
Jimmy, you can go next.
Sonny, man, I love you, man, and we do this show, and together, and I'm having a very hard time understanding your reserves. Manute Bol, that's what sticks out to me like a sore thumb, and I'll get into your starters. And I'm trying to be so docile. I'm tired
of seeing Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Kyle Lowry on everyone's lineup. I'm the only one who took a different route.
I didn't put Kyle. I didn't put. Oh, I have Al Horford, but Manute Bol, Sonny, he's just tall, and if he gets in a pick and roll situation, that's lunch.
That is why we have AD as a power forward, because when Manute Bol comes in,
I gotta get your lineup again. I didn't write it down, but I have to get your lineup again so I can go through it out. So who's your lineup again? I gotta dissect it.
Listen, we're gonna take a minute to pause because there's something wrong with Zoom. Zoom is giving me a thing where it's like there's an error occurring and it's gonna end in 5 minutes. I don't know why. So we might have to switch to Discord.
I
just stop the recording and then we'll pick it up where we left off.
Okay. So we have we have some time on this. I can stop it when we last stopped talking and continue it. How does that sound? Okay, Jimmy, keep going. Because we can redo this, redo what we all just said. That was really good.
Okay. So let me get your lineup just fast. Just drill it.
My lineup is I got Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Julius Erving, AD, Dennis Rodman, Rip Hamilton, Kenny Smith, and Manute Bol.
All right, so your starting five is Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Julius Erving, AD, and Dennis Rodman?
Yep, I have great side.
Okay. So, all right. So, where is your shooting coming from? That's a very important question there.
See a shooter?
Yeah, Klay Thompson. Yeah, Klay Thompson, and then I'm struggling to find anybody else. I mean, Chris Paul, but on a he's not no Curry. He's gonna get you the mid range.
I'm shooting the ball. What if I'm just locking y'all up?
You can make the argument. I mean,
how are y'all gonna score? Who's gonna score on this lineup?
Michael Jordan, Kawhi Leonard.
We just won't take the ball to the paint. Easy as that. We'll just use you by the arc.
Okay, then you're gonna have to shoot to beat me, which is very hard.
No, it's called the modern NBA.
Yeah.
Most of your players do not play in the modern NBA. Most of your superstars.
Well, right, but we have to assume an era, and it only makes sense to assume modern rules.
Exactly, which is why.
I mean, think about it, Sonny. I got Drew, I got Kukoc, I got Chris Paul, I got Klay, I got Jokic, I got Kawhi. They can all shoot.
2 of those 5.
Yeah, but you don't got 5 of those 5. And all 5 of those players can shoot.
But you guys have 3 Hall of Famers on your team.
Man,
what does that have to do with their best single season?
The Hall of Famers don't mean your team fits well.
Hall of Fame means that they are the best. They were really, really good enough to get into a select.
My opinion, it's gotten easier. I mean, you've seen it with the NBA 75 list. People, they're not looking. It's gotten easier and easier to get into the Hall of Fame. I mean, the further you go, they're gonna accept anybody. It's just like the NFL. There's got guys in there that barely scored 5 touchdowns in the damn Hall of Fame, but they're in there. like Sonny, the Hall of Fame. Don't look at that. Oh my! I mean, yeah, they're great. They're in the Hall of Fame. Cool, kumbaya. But let's not take it like there's some guys in the Hall of Fame right now. I'm telling you that you never heard of, but they're there. They're there, and they've averaged minuscule career stats compared to these guys right now in the league. If we take the guys right now in the league compared to some guys that are in the Hall of Fame, they'd be nobodies. So I look at the Hall of Fame like that accolade is minuscule in terms of points. What was your best career season, stuff like that. What we're talking about. I don't look at the Hall of Fame
How
as
many Hall of Famers did the Knicks have, Jimmy?
see. So that wasn't necessary. You didn't have to throw that in there, right? You
Sorry.
didn't have to throw the Knicks thing. We do have one, Patrick Ewing, but I'm not in Walt Frazier. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. We're not doing that. We're not talking about the Knicks. It's not about the Knicks. Don't hurt me enough. We've already been eliminated from the season. All right. Please, let's not talk about the Knicks. Not today. All right. I took my Advil. I don't need another headache. Not today. That's all I have to say about the Knicks.
Man, Jimmy, I got some problems with your team though, man.
Oh God. Yeah.
I got some problems with your team. I feel like your offense runs through LeBron a little bit too much, bro. Chauncey Billups, he averaged 5 assists. He averaged 5 assists on his career. Reggie Miller, he was never a good facilitator. If LeBron is not in the game, and let's say you have Lamar Odom or Al Horford, they're not producing as much. They're not moving the ball as well.
Seth, I have 4 guys averaging over 15 points. 4.
Okay.
That's my whole story. So what do you mean you're struggling to find points? There's points flying all around the damn court.
All those players that you're talking about, who are the ones that are averaging 15? Let me hear your list.
I got Alonzo Mourning,
Mm-hmm.
right? LeBron, Reggie, and Chauncey. And then let's not forget, I didn't get Allen Houston and I forget Lamar Odom's. Their average, their career, I hadn't looked it up. I didn't get a chance. I thought we were looking at the starters, right? But they've averaged more than 15 in the season, if I'm correct.
Yes, so, and they also had good facilitators with them.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron James is one of the best facilitators in NBA history.
He checks out
like
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups, his box creation is similar to that of Mark Price, and you didn't see that as a complaint elsewhere.
Chauncey averaged 5 assists on his career.
Yes, but his box creation was 12. The spacing is valuable.
Say it again. One more time.
Spacing's valuable if he can find his man that creates that's open.
And especially
Chauncey Billups, also one of the best passers ever.
Exactly. And if we're talking about modern NBA guys, what is the modern NBA common? It's shooting.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're still learning this whole podcast thing. Last thing we were supposed to do is Seth's going to roast each of our teams. I know I've gotten the worst so far, but let's see what Seth has to say.
Now that I'm done talking about, trash Chauncey Billups, onto Sonny's team. Sonny's got no spacing, man. You got Clay, Chris Paul, he shoots 37%. I'll give him to you. But besides that, man, you just got paint. You're a Lakers fan, man. You're supposed to know that just clogging the paint is not how you win games. And
there's AD in there.
AD's a fake stretch big, bro. He's shooting 18% this year, and I know he hasn't played that many, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In his best season, he shot 33% from 3, but he made 0.9 threes a game. He didn't even make a full 3 a game. So he's not really helping with your spacing that much. You might get 1 3 out of him, but you're not getting many.
All I need from AD is what he did in the bubble, and I will take that. That's why I have his jersey. His jersey will go up in that wall soon. You heard it here first.
The problem is how much of an extreme outlier the bubble was compared to every other stretch of performance he's ever had in his career.
All I gotta say is this. Y'all see that? None of y'all have that. The Orlando Magic don't. The Raptors do. Seth, hey, I'll give you that.
Hey,
but Jimmy,
us Canada boys got to represent.
He ain't even a real Raptors fan.
Hey,
not even a real
Kawhi, we trust, Jimmy. That's all it is.
Let's stop it. Blasphemy. Stop.
Man.
Right, you guys roasted my team.
Man, from the 6, Jimmy, Kawhi was the answer.
Let me get into y'all because I have a lot to say. Let me start with Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm actually surprised you didn't use your Knicks bias completely in this, although you did have that one guy. But your team is a C+ at best. Your bench is terrible. You have Allen. That's it. And you have Lamar Odom, who was on crack. You heard Stephen A. Smith say that. He was on crack. Why would you pick him? Out of all the guys you had on available, you picked Lamar Odom, Chris Middleton would have been better. Carmelo Anthony would have been a better selection. Dominic, your team is hella solid. You know that. I know that. But
Oh, he was
I
just
feel like-
ragging on your team. Are you serious?
hey, man, we all have
I mean,
opinions.
he's right.
We all have opinions. But I don't really fully understand the Mark Price thing. I feel like you could have gotten a better player with the $700 you spent on him. But I like Jokic.
Oh, I thought Mark Price was perfect there.
Hey, let him talk. Let him talk.
Hey, but I'm
Let
just
him
saying,
finish.
Jokic,
finish, though.
Draymond, and Kawhi is a deadly trio, and I really like that. And back to what I said before, 3 Hall of Famers versus 1. I'm always going to take the 3 Hall of Famers. And Seth, I actually love your team. It's similar to mine. Like
Thank
I
you.
said,
Thank
You
you.
have 2 of the 3,
How
5
is it
starters.
similar to yours, Sonny?
Chris Paul, Klay Thompson. You know why. You have great size and athleticism everywhere. Joakim Noah was a great add to your team. The defense is there, but I really like your team. And Jimmy, Lamar Odom was on crack. I have to say that twice. That's it.
Lamar, you act like you're a Lakers fan, so you should know Lamar Odom played a big role in y'all championship success. But I'm not gonna go there. Fuck the Lakers.
Kobe.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
You
Jimmy,
know
what do you have
that.
to say?
You know Lamar Odom plays a big role in you guys' success. What else did you say? You said something. I blocked you out. I block out the haters.
You have the same. Al Horford is in every lineup we have. Every single lineup besides mine. So you took.
Oh, I don't got Big Al either.
He's
No, it's just
reliable.
me and Jimmy.
He's reliable. What do you want me
the
to
fact
say
that I
about
put
that?
Manu Bull and you have Lamar Odom. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you
Man,
Lamar
Manu
Odom's a lot
Bol
better
is
than
I'm
Manu
slow,
Bol.
Sonny.
Hold on,
He
wait.
can be
I'm gonna
slow,
go
but
around.
he's-
Dom,
I'd rather
who's
have
better? Dom, who's better? Manu Bol or Lamar Odom?
No. Who would you rather
Lamar
have on your
Odom
team?
by a landslide.
Who would you rather have on your team, Dom?
I would rather have not Manute Bol. He doesn't fit in any
Thank you.
era except
Holy
the
Nah,
60s,
nah.
70s,
I don't
and
want no
kind of
drug
80s.
addict on my roster, bro.
Thank you.
Not-
sir.
no
What
way.
does that have to do with his performance?
No
It has
way.
nothing to do with his performance on the court. This
Hey,
guy made Lakers. He made the champ. He was part of their success, the championship. He's in that. Come on, stop.
Jimmy, what happened when
Jim
he
Jones won UFC belts on crack. Clearly, it's doing something right.
Hey,
What
come
happened?
on.
What happened when he left LA and he couldn't get his real from his dealer?
PD. It's a PD. Come on.
He couldn't get his real from his dealer and he struggled everywhere else.
I'm just surprised that you're a Lakers fan, so you should be vouching for this. This man helped you win a championship. And
Kobe
all
helped
you
win a
doing
championship.
is talking about his
Why?
drugs, his drug use. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Hey,
that-
Sonny, speaking of Kobe, I expected Kobe to be on your team. What
I
happened?
did too. All this,
Where's
you got a
Kobe at?
jersey
Where's
in-
the Laker
he got
Laker
the
love?
jersey in his back. Come on his
Listen,
wall.
listen.
Come on,
The
man.
Laker love is there. We have AD. He's a champion. Like, I have his jersey. I had
You
to
have a thin glass on your front court. You have a
You have
piece
You have a
of
walking
glass
injury.
on the court.
You have 20 games this season on your roster.
that
There
thing.
you go. How is he? Another question for you, Sonny. How is he supposed to battle with my bigs? I got Dennis Rodman and Alonzo Mourning. Tough motherfucker. How are they post? How is AD going to match up with that physicality?
Jimmy, unfortunately, you are not outbigging Sonny's team. Julius Irving, Anthony Davis, David Robinson. You're not going through him in the paint. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Manu Bol. You didn't
Hold
say
on.
that.
I'm talking about
About that Manu
AD.
Bol.
AD is going to get roughed up by my two bigs. That's all I'm going to say. My big man are going to rough him up and give him a problem. AD is not a physical guy. We know this. He's a little puppy. He's soft.
Well,
He's
fortunately,
soft.
he has the Admiral at center. Would you like to talk about his physicality, Jimmy?
Hey, look, hold on, wait. Yes, Alonzo Mourning is he's something, right? But he's not softer than damn AD, okay? I'm sorry. I'm taking Alonzo Mourning every day. All right. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Look, Jimmy, you got Chauncey,
Can
you got
AD
Reggie.
play-
Use
I know we're doing
those to your
modern-
advantage.
So, hold on. Question. Can AD play back in their era?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think he'd get his feelings hurt and he'd walk out of the arena. Or he'd have some type of injury.
He's
Back
not-
then they were
Okay.
slapping each other. They were brawling. You think AD can handle that?
Hell yeah, he's from
I mean,
Chicago.
let me
Isn't he
remind
like 6'11",
80
240?
Sherrock, he's from
Hold on, hold on.
Chicago.
Didn't AD play? Wasn't AD playing Call of Duty in the bubble when he should be working out? Wasn't AD playing video
Isn't AD
games?
playing the best basketball of his career in the
Oh,
bubble?
I don't care. You have a job. You can
Maybe he needed the Call of Duty.
and you're sitting there playing Call of Duty with your bench reserve playing.
Playing Call of Duty and winning championships.
I mean, are you serious? This is a guy that's supposed to be ahead of your franchise. The LeBron leaves. Are you serious?
Hell yeah, and he had a
Come
game winning
on.
shot.
Why are we
He
even
had a
having a
game-winning shot in
conversation
the
about
Western
this?
Conference
Alonzo
Finals.
Mourning all day, stamp it, and he's a Georgetown Hoya. They're tough. They make tough there. I mean, he's soft. He can be soft. I mean, Dennis Rodman got to him over his years, but let's not forget this guy. He's a beast, man. I'm thinking Alonzo Mourning. Now, obviously, AD has better shooting, but is AD that much? Is AD's not really a shooter himself. Like Seth said. What did you say, Seth, about AD? What did you say?
Shoot
I didn't
18% this
get-
season. In his best 3-point shooting season, he didn't even make a 3 a game.
Oh shit, Sonny. That's a
Sonny,
mic drop.
what's your rebuttal, man? Come on.
He may have not made a 3 per game, but how many blocks did he have? That is what I'm anchoring on. No one, bro. If my team was in any NBA era, they'd be the best defensive team of all time.
Well,
Stamp that.
But
Is
you
your
wouldn't be the
defense
best
better than
offense, that's for sure. You wouldn't be the best offense, I'll tell you that.
Doesn't matter if they can't score on me. All we have to do is dunk.
Sonny,
I'm killing you on the arc, man. Like,
That's if you make those.
Seth, I have a better 3-point shooting team than you, for sure. I mean, if that's not
it's close.
Jimmy, rip
Who's
it
on your
to
team
Seth's
again?
team. Rip it to Seth's team. You want?
I got Chris Paul, Clay, Kawhi, KG, Jokic.
I've never seen KG attempt a 3, and I've never.
Okay, I'm
KG
not getting
was actually
KG
a
for
really
his.
good shooter. KG
He was a good midi
could shoot threes.
specialist.
He specialized with long
Later.
twos, but it's not hard to imagine that he could take one more step back to make those threes in the modern era.
And then the Joker,
he started
the
developing
Joker's shooting
jumper.
35% on his career.
Later, he started developing a jumper because he didn't have the athleticism he had back in Minnesota, back in his early days with the Celtics. That's when he started, maturing his game up to be able to shoot. Let's not act like this guy was shooting threes. Let's not act like this KG
Well,
was
no,
that
but
guy.
nobody was really shooting threes in 2004. That's why we're saying if we assume his translation to the modern era, it would make sense
No.
that he's a pretty good 3-point shooter.
I'm saying on his time with the Celtics, and that when he won the champ, he wasn't shooting threes. He was more of a do the dirty play type of guy.
Okay.
Paul Pierce-
KG, no KG. I got the Joker, who's shooting 35%. I got Kawhi, who can step out to the arc. I got Clay, who's
But
Clay
those
Thompson.
are guys I'm like, okay, yeah, they're gonna get no.
Well, they're
I
spacing.
mean,
They're helping my spacing. Yes, you got Chauncey, who shot 39. You got Reggie, who's Reggie Miller, and LeBron's on the same level as Jokic in my book on his 3-point shooting.
Do you guys know
man,
that
don't
David
forget, I bet
Robinson?
Al Horford can hit a 3. Al Horford can hit threes. Allen Houston can hit threes, and damn sure Lamar Odom can hit threes. Lines of coke, but also threes on the court. But that's for another statement. Okay, I can shoot. I have shooters. Said
Yes, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, okay, that's
Dennis
one.
Rodman also served time in the military. He is a veteran. So remember how you talk about his name when you bring him up.
I mean, back in the day, he had his phones tapped. He might have this call tap. So be careful, Seth. You might get a knock at your door. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I might get a knock at the door, but I will stand on my grave that he could never shoot a basketball in his career.
He could be. Look, they didn't call him. No, that's not him. Never mind. I lost it. What was it? What was Rodman's nickname? He had a nickname, didn't he?
Yeah, I forgot. Oh my God, what was it?
Do you remember?
Give me one
Rob,
second.
D-Rob.
He's looking
The
up
Worm.
The
The
Admiral.
Worm, there we go.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The Worm.
The Admiral was David Robinson. Oh, did you say David Robinson or Dennis Rodman? Do you hear me?
Dennis
Yeah,
Rodman.
Dennis
Yeah, the
Dennis
Worm.
Rodman was the Worm.
That's what it was. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bob,
you're
when
getting
said
bored,
the
Jimmy.
Admiral, I thought you were bringing. Okay, I got that. I got confused. I thought you were talking about Alonzo Mourning. That's crazy. I got confused. They all got nicknames. What's Alonzo's nickname? He has nicknames too.
Zoe.
Zoe, right? That's it. This
That
is
was
Zoe?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just called him Zoe.
Okay.
Yeah, but Jimmy, you're getting boards. Your bigs can get boards.
Thank
So
you.
wait, Dom, if you had to rank, okay, so I just want to Dom, if you had to rank the teams, obviously I know you're
Why are you asking Dom first, huh?
Because he has the most. I guess he had the most to say about everybody's teams. I mean,
All right.
he went at it first. Let's give him the floor first. Go ahead, Dom. What's your your power rankings for everybody's team, and unbiased, of course.
Well, of course, in the most unbiased fashion, I personally feel like I have the best team. I mean, it just
Man.
makes sense. It just makes sense. Everyone utilizes each other beautifully. Great offense,
no.
great defense. Bench makes up for everything. Where's the weakness?
We haven't talked much about Dominic's team, Sonny. Sonny Jimmy. I mean, what do
Call
y'all
me
got to
out.
say about
Before I
that?
say my rankings, call me out.
I mean, he has made like 11 teams, so it is difficult. But let's get in.
So let me go to.
I mean,
okay.
like everyone else, he put Michael Jordan because of course he didn't.
Oh,
He wasn't original.
That's the generic. That's where
Well, if we're trying to make the best team, it makes sense to have the best player.
So,
Mark
I
Price.
don't like
things like that. LeBron's
I
the
don't
GOAT.
like Dom's.
He'll always
I
be
don't
the
like
GOAT.
Dom shooting at all.
Mark Price. You could have got
Draymond
something
Green's
better.
a liability. Draymond Green's a liability in my opinion, and I think that shouldn't go unnoticed.
Mark Price being $700, that's a little overpaid in my opinion.
Oh no, that was the steal of the draft. Mark Price, he's a great off-ball mover, and he's 40% from three. That's all I need for my team.
I don't see spacing on your team at all. I'm not worried about anybody shooting except Michael.
I have the best spacing of any team. I have Mark Price, who's a 40% three-point shooter. I have Michael Jordan, who is shooting long twos. He could probably step back to three, but even if he's not stepping back to three, Michael Jordan can score from anywhere on the court. Kawhi Leonard is a great three-point shooter. He's a spacer. Around the three-point line, waiting for the ball to pass it to someone else. That inherently makes him a spacer, even though he's not a great shooter. And Jokic, he's a spacer. He can shoot from anywhere on the court again. So, and on my bench, I have Lowry, Middleton, and Horford, who are all great shooters. So I don't understand why shooting or spacing would be an issue.
I'm looking strictly at your starting five, right? And I'm not
right.
If I'm looking at my team, and I'm not worried about anybody getting hot from the 3-point line.
Neither am I.
Concerned about? I'm not worried about Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green. I got Rodman in the morning to handle Jokic, right? And Mark Price.
So Kawhi Leonard's a career 38% 3-point shooter. Mark Price is a career 40% 3-point shooter. Michael Jordan was shooting long twos, so there's spacing there. And Jokic is a 35% career 3-point shooter. I just don't understand how 3-point shooting would be an issue.
All right, so let me go through.
Dom, what happens if you have to go against a center like Embiid, or since it's an all-time draft? What if you had to go against a center like Shaq? Draymond's 6'6". I mean, yes, he's strong. He is known for being able to do well against centers, but I feel like you're struggling down low a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't think so, because if we're considering all the centers ever, I mean, there's not many better than Draymond who you would want to guard Shaq. I mean, there's outliers like Hakeem, like Bill Russell, like Wilt. But overall, Draymond is one of the best options. And I don't know if you're familiar, but when Shaq was in his Lakers day, he was matched up against Dennis Rodman. And Dennis Rodman famously held him to 2 points in the second half after being switched on to him, because Shaq erupted for 24 in the first half. So, I mean, yes, size might be a little bit of an issue. I have Jokic, who can bang down low. His issue isn't size. His issue is speed. So I have Draymond to cover the finesse guys and Jokic to kind of battle with the bigger players.
You also have a triple single king in Draymond Green, by the way.
Draymond Green is the quintessential role player.
Yeah, just a less athletic Dennis Rodman.
I think you overvalue Draymond, but that's my opinion. Draymond.
Jimmy, Draymond or Clay? Who you taking?
Like in terms of what though? Like just in
Who
general.
Who are
better
you
Fourteen.
taking? Who's the
basketball?
better player? Who's the better player, Jimmy?
Better player?
Don't say
I'm
Clay.
looking at, huh?
Don't say Clay.
Well, no, I mean in this NBA, what is more essential? What are people putting points? Clay can put up points, but if we're looking at all around, a guy that who's durable, Draymond Green's playing. I mean, Draymond's healthier. I'm gonna go Draymond. I'll pick Draymond just because of that. But scoring wise, I'm not going. No one's relying on Draymond to get a bucket. I'm not.
Yeah, but
No,
Draymond
Clay-
creates almost
Clay's
as much
definitely-
offense as Clay.
Sorry, yeah,
I mean,
his
Draymond's a
game
point
goes
forward.
beyond- His game goes beyond just statistics, which is fine. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I told you guys stats isn't everything. Down. This is why I told you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You
Well,
know,
actually, if you use the stats that I use, they all reflect Draymond's
No.
performance.
no.
See,
No.
basketball reference might not be great, but if you look elsewhere outside of that scope, then you'd see that Draymond is very good on. Well, he used to be good on offense. He's not anymore, but back in 2016, he was.
No, he's it's not eye popping.
Might I mention Draymond shot what 38% from three in 2016? If we're going by best season,
You said 38.
Oh
I
my
said
god!
38%. I mean, am I wrong? Can someone look that up for me?
I think
I'm
you're
hitting
right.
basketball reference as I speak.
I'm pretty sure it's like it's his highest percentage. That's all I know.
Oh wow! Yeah, he shot 38%, only on 3.2 attempts though, but it is still
Yeah,
38%.
Hey Dom, I see. I could take 2 attempts to make them. That don't make me a good 3-point shooter. If I make them, that don't make
Well, I
me.
mean,
a
if
good,
you hit 45% of them, it does.
it doesn't. If he's only taking 3 attempts per game and he's hitting maybe 2 out of 3 every game, I mean, of course.
Well,
he's gonna
yeah,
win
but
the-
Draymond is also my 5th offensive option in my starting lineup. He's not there for his offensive impact. He's there to cover for Jokic.
What's gonna happen when Michael goes to the bench?
I'd probably put Chris Middleton in at the 2, and then I would have Price, Middleton, Kawhi, Draymond, and Jokic. So I think that perfectly utilizes Jokic's playmaking. Jokic is also a great scorer. This season, he's putting up 29 points per 75 possessions on plus 9.7% relative true shooting, which, if you compare the numbers, is the same as peak Shaq. I'm not saying he's as good of a scorer as peak Shaq, but he kind of is. So he's also putting up.
my goodness!
Thank you,
I mean,
Mr. Basketball
I-
Reference. Thank you.
Oh
I just
my
gave you the
God.
numbers. So his box creation is also 15.2, which puts him in the top 25 all time for box creation seasons. He's up there with the likes of Steph Curry. So Jokic is, if you combine Shaq's scoring with Curry's playmaking, he's the best offensive center ever. And my defense is great with Middleton in still because I have Middleton, Kawhi, and Draymond. And I think they're able to cover for Price and Jokic defensively.
Yes, your team is much more well-rounded, but I feel like you would really struggle against a team like Sonny's.
3 Hall of Famers.
They're eating you alive.
Seth, how many Hall of Famers do I have?
3.
Is there a simulator that we can put it in and check what the regular season our 4
The
teams?
team I'm afraid of the most is Seth because he has 2 Hall
Thank
of
you.
Famers. He has 2 Hall of Famers. Jimmy has 1. Dominic has 1.
Again, Hall of Famers is not.
Yes, I can't get behind this Hall of Fame argument, Sonny.
Sonny, it's just a terrible argument.
Terrible
It's my
argument.
entire argument.
There's guys that should not be in the Hall of Fame that are in the Hall of Fame, and that can go for any league.
I have 6 active players, and Kawhi is going to make the Hall of Fame. Draymond's going to make the Hall of Fame. Jokic is going to make the Hall of Fame. Al Horford, maybe. Probably not, to be honest. Middleton, maybe.
No.
Lowry,
No.
nah.
No.
But are we
So,
sure
I mean,
that-
I have at least 4 Hall of Famers.
not yet though.
Few-
I have proof
3
of Hall of Fame.
futures. Unless you would like to say on the record that Kawhi, Draymond, or Jokic is not going to make the Hall of Fame, then I have 4 Hall of Famers.
Who knows? Who knows with this Hall of Fame shit? I have 3. That's how I look at it. You have 1. Jimmy has 1. Seth has 2. So holy shit, I'm kind of taken back.
But son, we're all agreeing that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and we all agreed that Lamar Odom was on crack.
We go with
He
the
has a
crack.
point, Jimmy.
It doesn't matter. A guy that's on crack and he's helping you win championships. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay.
You know, like
Sonny, we can't just throw Hall of Famers onto a team and expect them to, to mesh well together.
It's all about scheme, fit, all that.
They're gonna fit. We're gonna play great defense.
Is that what the Lakers said?
The Lakers, we're not gonna talk about that.
And so why?
Yeah, let's put Russ, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Melo on a team together. And you guys even had Rondo at one point. It just didn't work. Sometimes you just can't put good players on a team together.
Listen,
and it just all works out.
Carmelo is 40, like almost 40. Russ,
But he's a Hall of Famer. Am I right?
We don't know that yet.
He'll be. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. If Melo's.
Yeah, Jimmy can't forget his Knicks days.
If Melo doesn't make the Hall
What
of
do you have to
Fame,
say about that? Carmelo being
Speaking of players not fitting well together, I think this would be a perfect time to talk about Josh's team.
Thank you. Can I read
Yeah,
Josh's
don't
team?
even get me started about Josh's team.
Dom, can I read
So-
Josh's team?
win on your team, boy.
Let me
Yeah,
read
so
you.
Josh's team.
Kyrie
Go ahead,
Irving,
Sonny.
Kyrie Irving at the point, Jimmy Butler at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Chris Bosh at the 4, Ben Wallace, I don't know why he's in there at the 5, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and Carmelo Anthony finishing up his bench. You go first.
That team is just bad.
Oh man, may I say something? So first, Jimmy Butler was just a god awful pick. That was absolutely terrible. So when we saw LeBron in Miami, Heat's offense was better when LeBron was on the floor without Wade, because Wade is a slasher and LeBron is best utilized with shooters. That's why Jimmy's team was built so well, because he just put spacers around LeBron. That's how you're supposed to use them. You put someone like Jimmy Butler, they're not scoring outside of 10 to 16 feet. Butler has is kind of nullified by LeBron, because you don't want Butler running your offense. You want LeBron running your offense. Ben Wallace was also an interesting pick. I'm not sure he's who I would have gone with, because he's just such a huge negative on offense. I mean, I know he's a great defender. Chris Bosh is a poor defender, so I understand the thought process of having defense next to him, but I just feel like you could have got someone who wasn't so terrible on offense.
Yeah.
Another thing, when LeBron is on the bench, I question their scoring, because who's the efficient scorer when LeBron is out? You have Kyrie Irving, he's okay. Jimmy Butler is just above average efficiency. Carmelo is average or negative efficiency. Bosh was never a super great scorer. He was good, but not great. And then Wallace was just doing nothing. So that was another issue I had. Kyrie, Butler, and LeBron all playing together. They're all pretty ball dominant players. They all want to be initiating the offense. So I really question their fit there. And honestly, altogether, I think Josh had the worst team.
Worse over mine, as people would say in this Zoom call.
If you kind of turn a blind eye to the bench, then yes, Josh's team is worse than yours.
I think what he did was he opened up the app or the website and closed his eyes and just clicked something. I think that's just what happened, because that team, I looked at, I'm like, bro, Kyrie's in your all time. Kyrie is your starting PG. He's gonna get eaten alive by I don't care what you say. He's not gonna be able to bang, and so he's not gonna be able to. Granted, Kyrie is a great finisher, but come on, Kyrie as your starting point guard. There's plenty of starting point guards. If you're gonna spend the money, go get you like a Curry. Go get you a actual, a threat. Kyrie's not. Come on.
For $900 too, that's a lot.
And then you got Jimmy Butler. I don't even be starting Jimmy. I just watch Jimmy Butler get ran off the court by the Knicks young squad. Okay, I just seen that happen. Jimmy Butler, he's another guy that I said I wouldn't even put $1 on to make 3 himself. Okay,
He might be worse than 80. He might be.
Granted, he's a above average defender. You got that going for Jimmy Butler, but nothing crazy. LeBron's LeBron James. He should be the point guard, if anything, facilitating that ball. Kyrie's probably going to, allow him to do his thing, LeBron. But yeah, LeBron's probably his best bet at offense, or even moving the ball around. Kyrie's an ISO scorer. You're not getting a lot out of. Kyrie can make his own plays. I don't think he can make plays for other people. Bosh, love Chris Bosh, but come on, you leave him out with with guys like Drew Holiday and who else is on this team? Who else is on this bench room? Al Horford. Really? And then who else? Ben Wallace. Don't get me started, Ben Wallace. I love Ben Wallace, defensive player of the year guy. Again, he's like a Draymond-esque type player. And he's gonna get hustle stats, defensive, getting your face type defense, and whatever. But like Dominic said, and he's right, he's a negative on the offensive end. He provides no offense. The only thing you really can make an argument is maybe the rebounding. When you're gonna have a lot of missed shots coming from damn Jimmy Butler, because these guys are gonna be building houses with the way they shoot.
And Carmelo.
And I love Carmelo. But let's not forget, and Carmelo's a below average defender. I don't think Carmelo's not good at defending at all. And Carmelo is an ISO scorer himself. Again, he's not going to create plays for others. This team, summer of this team, it lacks playmakers, man. For creating plays for other people on that team. He's not going to get plays generated. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I just really wish Josh was here to just be able to defend this team, because I don't know what he was thinking. No one on this team can shoot threes. I mean, you got Kyrie. My bad. You have Kyrie. That's it. I mean, you got LeBron, who it's 3-point shooting is not his first option. Jimmy Butler can't shoot threes. It's just a rough offense he has going. I just don't get his logic behind this team at all.
Yes, sir.
Sonny?
Yes, sir. I also think
Sure.
I don't know why he put Carmelo Anthony. I think if he was going to spend $800 on his bench, it could have gone to someone way better or way more useful. Like you said, Jimmy, playmaking, 3-point shooting, which he's lacking heavily because Jimmy Butler's not going to do it. Chris Bosh isn't going to do it. And if Kyrie has an off night, no one's going to score from deep on his team. It's just sad. So
Yeah, Melo's overpriced in that draft. Kyrie's overpriced in that draft. He just wasn't really efficient with his money.
Yep, agreed. I mean, he panicked and started picking play. I think that's what happened, in my opinion. He started panicking. He was running out of money, and he whatever, and he went with whatever he could get. But those were reliable options, man. I'm sorry. All in all, he needs to do some thinking about that draft because that was horrible. Sorry, Josh, but.
I mean, for being a team in the finals for fantasy, I expected more from Josh. I'm so disappointed.
The waiver god failed. That's
Dude, I'm surprised he didn't pick up Jokic. I'm honestly baffled that he did not.
Yeah, he picked Ben Wallace. Yes, he's locking up in the paint, but he already got Chris Bosh to help out with that.
It was like he was afraid to spend money, but at the same time,
he got Melo.
Jokic wanted to spend money, but he didn't know what to spend it on. It was
okay. Jokic wouldn't fit on his team, but I assume that would have been his first, or at least his second after who he had LeBron. I think he's
1,900.
That's who I think we should have gone. Jokic. He loves Jokic.
But my thing was Jokic was he 1,000? Was he 1,000? Was he worth 1,000 or 900?
It was 800.
800. So
he was cheap and he's very good. Fits a lot of teams.
You could have put in there and then maybe switched out. Got rid of Ben Wallace and maybe got him a better power forward. Something.
Yeah.
But I mean, to make up for Jokic's defensive deficiencies, but other than that,
yeah, I just don't get where Kyrie came from either, man. I just don't see the logic behind it. Kyrie's kind of a black hole on offense. He likes to ISO ball, and I don't know. With an all-time draft, I wouldn't want one player just holding the ball the entire time, especially Kyrie Irving.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. I agree, and I like to say thank you, boys, for joining this and playing this game. Because this was way harder than I ever anticipated. Jimmy, you can back me up on that. This was pretty difficult to do because you have $6,400, and when it comes to your reserves, you really have $600 to spend on each, which is kind of difficult. But if you guys think that one of us had the best team, comment down below, and I'm gonna put the link to the game that we played, the same exact game that we all have, down below, and you guys create your team with the money that we spend and everything, and you comment that, and we'll see who has the best team. I think it's me. Jimmy thinks it's Jimmy. Seth thinks it's Seth. Dom thinks it's Dom. You know how this is gonna go. So, yes, sir. Any final thoughts, boys?
Oh man, this has been great, man. Again, having Dom back was always great battling him. And then Seth, man, welcome. I mean, this is
Hey, great to be here.
First homecoming, man. It's great. Welcome on the show. But yeah, it was a great episode. I think we should, incorporate more the fantasy type style in this.
More games. I agree.
Yeah. Maybe even do a live one. And see how that goes. That'd be fire. I think we have the time for it. So that was a great episode, man. Looking forward to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Dom, Seth, what do you boys have to say?
Look, my final thoughts are my team's taking all y'all. Like, it's not even close. I built the best team. Yeah, let the people decide who's the champion. Just like fantasy, I'm gonna win it all every time.
I'm gonna tell you right now, no one's voting for Dom. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, not one team.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised to see some of these builds. I enjoy analyzing these teams, figuring out the nuances in each of them, and ranking them at the end of things. So I'm looking forward to doing something like this again.
Because for some god reason, Dom made like 11 to 12 lineups. So he definitely had the most practice with this.
That's what he does.
He had too much fun doing this, man. I'm telling you.
Come on. This is Christmas for him.
And I'm going to
figure out the best team.
And you picked that sorry ass squad. Come on, man.
You wish.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you had 11 tries to get it right, and you still picked that. Come on.
Dude, that's crazy.
Oh,
my final thoughts. Lamar Odom was on crack, Jimmy.
Hey, blame Chloe for it.
Jimmy, you ever heard of the Kardashian curse?
TMZ, blame Chloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian. Blame her.
Oh, my God.